It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to the Science Bowl, the first game in this, our 32nd season here in Prince George's Schools. Play along with us today and see how many of these questions you can answer. Test your own science IQ. Let's meet today's teams. Two outstanding middle schools first. From Greenbelt Middle, would you please say hello to Kevin Yen, Riley Commissar Burry, and Noah Strauss-Riggs. And from Gwynn Park Middle School, say hello to Tonavi Harley, Sydney Chandler, and Shania Pate. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 talented, good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to the semifinals and finals later this season. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly before we start. And Riley, would you try the red team's buzzer? It looks and sounds good. Good luck to you, to Noah, and to Kevin. And Sydney, give the green teams a push. Also looking fine. Good luck to you, to Shania, and to Tonavi. And I just have to say, having made it this far to represent your school is a real honor. You are ambassadors for your schools, so no matter what happens today, you've already won just by being here. We're proud of you guys. All right, we go alphabetically, so GR comes before GW. So Riley, let's play the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points. Teams, some sharks reproduce parthenogenetically, meaning only females are needed. The females double the number of chromosomes in their eggs and literally make what of themselves? Greenbelt.
Clones?
Clones. They copy themselves. They're getting little mini mamas that are identical genetically. Good. Go, Red.
Science Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, the largest dinosaurs yet found have the same prefix as the largest moon of Saturn and an NFL team in Tennessee. Greenbelt.
Titans?
The Titans, yeah, a titanosaur. And Titan is the largest moon of Saturn that was photographed up close and personal by the Cassini spacecraft. All right, you're off to a quick start. Where next?
Let's get physical for 20.
Yeah, let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. All right, and we will take care of this score here. Don't worry about that. Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, it's very interesting. If you have hard water coming out of your tap, and if you have a big teapot, after a while, inside the teapot, you're going to have these stone icicles forming from the top, just like what stone? Greenbelt.
Stalactites?
Stalactites, the same things you find in caves that are made of calcium carbonate, like Luray Caverns, if you've ever been there, those stalactites hanging down. The same material. Kind of unnerving if you see that inside of a teapot. Go, Red.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Big question in that category. Come on, Shania and Tonavi, you got to help Sydney. I want to see you talk over that. Let's see. And listen to the clues. I'm giving clues in each one of these questions here. This is something that most people don't know. It was President Nixon who signed a law making this blood cleaning procedure free of charge to anybody whose kidneys fail. Gwynn Park, what is that blood cleaning procedure called?
Dialysis.
That's what I want to hear. Good. 25 points. Good. Green.
Thank you. I was thinking kidney stones.
You choose.
What do you want to do? Green things, 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, being on Science Bowl is kind of a risk. You stick your neck out a little bit. You're taking a chance like Shania over there. Considering this category, you are also not just sticking out your neck, you are going out on a what?
Limb.
Greenbelt.
Limb.
A limb. Yeah, that's the green thing from the tree. Go green. Or red, rather.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, some of you may remember Easy Bake Ovens that Hasbro makes. They're not microwaves. The power source is a single incandescent light bulb that measures 100 watts. Watts, yes. The watts are the watts. That's what I want to hear. Good. And Shania was saying it over there. Get Sydney to push that buzzer so you can get those points. Go red.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, there is a hypothesis that there are germs on library books that cause disease. So to test that out, they took some of the supposed bacteria, rubbed it onto the agar on these P initial dishes where bacteria can grow. Gwynn Park.
Petri dishes.
Petri dishes, absolutely right. Thank you, Tana B, for your help on that. Go. Green.
Super 8 Huh? Super 8 for 10.
Go ahead.
I don't know what that means.
You choose, Sydney.
Super 8.
Oh, Super 8 for 10.
Super 8 for 10 points. Teams, there are new U.S. postage stamps that feature butterflies. It is actually a tribute to what butterflies do for flowers. Gwynn Park.
Monarchs.
Not monarch, no. Greenbelt. The tribute, the butterflies, it's what they do for flowers that is often attributed to bees.
Pollinate.
Yeah, it's a tribute to pollination. Nicely done. Good teamwork there, Red Team. Go. Riley.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, here on the Science Bowl, we really care about the details, the nitty-gritty. And if you give us an answer that's not quite right, we're going to split these body parts.
Hairs.
Greenbelt?
Hair.
We're going to split hairs, yeah. We're going to make sure you give us exactly what we want. Good, thanks, Noah. Go red.
Zuperade for 25.
Super 8 for 25. The big one in that category is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, please. Let's hope you don't find one of these crawling inside your house. It is actually a harmless insect. It is the biggest in the world. This is known as a Lord Howe Island insect. It is so big that it is called the tree version of this largest crustacean and one of the tastiest on Earth. Gwynn Park.
Lobster. Lobster.
Lobster, it is known as a tree lobster. Absolutely right. Good. That buzzer says the first round is over. It's been a good one. Let's check that score. Greenbelt is at 125. Gwynn Park at 75. We'll be back with more Science Bowl in just a moment. Don't you go away. And welcome back. What a game we have going on here. Almost a dead heat. We revised that score since we took our break. Greenbelt is at 130 and Gwynn Park 120. So before we ask any more questions, let's simmer things down a little bit. Let's meet our contestants. Let's go first to Greenbelt Middle School. And Riley, tell us about Greenbelt. You were county champs just 2 years ago, and you've been here before, and you've done such a great job. What do you like about your school?
We have an excellent tag program and the ability for people to take accelerated math like 2 grade levels above their own, like these two.
I like that. I like that. Tell me the name of your principal.
Dr. Valentine.
And I understand that she's a new principal, isn't she?
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And the sponsor of your team is Mrs. Glenn, and she does a fantastic job. Antoinette, thank you for all the help you've given to this show and to these young people here. And did you have any alternates on your team, Riley?
We have Michael and Fiona, but Fiona's not here today.
Well, we miss her, but we're glad that you're here, and your other alternate. Tell me about yourself, Riley. Now, the last time you were here, you wanted to go into cybersecurity, but you've kind of changed your mind. That's our prerogative. What do you want to do?
I want to be an Imagineer at Disney, which are the people who design the roller coasters.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun job, a really fun job. And you're a good student, you're a good engineering student, and a good science student. I imagine you can write your own ticket. Nice to have you back. Noah, tell us about yourself. Tell us the Noah story. What do you do in your spare time?
I like playing Minecraft and Legos.
Yeah, cool. And what do you want to do professionally someday?
Either code as like a freelancer or make games.
Cool, cool. Speaking of games, why do you like this game? Why do you come back and play?
It's fun. I get to answer questions and talk about things that I know.
Yeah.
And I get the satisfaction of winning or losing.
Yeah, because you learn either way. And that's nicely said. Kevin, nice to have you here. Tell us the Kevin story. What do you want to do someday?
I might be try to go into being building rockets and trying to get us to other planets.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. And so maybe an astronaut. Would you like to travel yourself to those places?
I mean, I might, but it depends on whether I can fit the requirements that they have.
Absolutely, they will probably be very strict, and being away from home all that time and maybe forever, that's a tough choice, a tough job. I know you're up to it. Nice to have you here. Gwynn Park, nice to have you young ladies with us today. Sydney, first time on the show? No, you were here before as an alternate, weren't you?
Yeah.
For what school?
Matapernine.
Wonderful. So here you are. You're in the hot seat over there. How did you guys prepare for your game today?
We had little packets with the various science questions of different categories. Not specifically those, but a lot of different categories.
Yeah, and I know all of you are good readers, and readers do really well on this program here. Tell us about Gwynn Park. I was asking Riley what she liked about Greenbelt. Sydney, what do you like about Gwynn Park? What do you like to brag about?
I like most of the teachers because they pay attention to the students and they care about the students.
Boy, without that, you don't have a school. And you want to have teachers that listen and not just talk, and they understand you as an individual, and you feel like you count. And it sounds like that's happening there. Thanks for sharing that, Sydney. Tell me about any alternates. I think you have about 5 of them, don't you? Can you give me their first names?
We have Emma, Kennedy, Onyeka, Emmanuel, and Naila.
And you did that without a cue card. That's great. Thank you very much. Tell me about the principal. Who's the principal at Gwynn Park?
Miss Moore.
Wonderful. And who is your sponsor?
Miss Reddick.
The one and only, and she's here cheering you on. And what do you want to do someday professionally?
I mean, I have various options, but whatever I do end up choosing, I just want to be good at and want to be successful with.
Yeah, remember you telling me that, right? And whatever you do, be the best at it and give it your all. Shania, nice to have you with us today. First time on the show.
Yes.
What's it like? What do you think?
It's good. It's good. It's nice.
It's
really.
nice. Well, that's good. Yeah, it's, by the time you get used to it, the game is over. Tell me about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I like to read and cook and eat and draw and doodles.
I like the doodling part too, because you can be so creative. And you like to cook, did you say pancakes? You cook pancakes?
Yeah, I like to cook pancakes and a lot of Southern food.
Southern food, that's great. Yeah, you always have fans if you're a good cook. Tana, it'd be nice to have you back again. You were here for what school before?
Brandywine, but I was an alternate.
Alternate. So first time on set?
Yes.
Wonderful. It's nice to have you up here in the major leagues, right? And you have a great smile, and you're a good player. You're welcome. And tell me what you want to do someday.
Well, I want to be president of America, in the future. But before that, I was thinking of pursuing a career in science or art.
Wonderful. That'd be good preparation to be president, because you have to understand those things. If you were president today, what's one thing that you would really like to do?
I would like to go on the economic part of the world, because I feel like there are a lot of people who need help economically.
Oh boy, so many have-nots, and not also too many haves out there. It'd be nice if it was a little more equal. Your heart is in the right place. All right, let's get back to the game here. 120 for Gwynn Park, 130 for Greenbelt. Last correct answer came from Gwynn Park. So Sydney, start us out. Where next?
Body systems 10.
Body assistance for 10 points. Teams, quite interesting. Without this slimy substance, your Greenbelt.
Mucus?
Mucus, yeah, I was going to say, without this slimy substance, your stomach would digest itself along with the meal inside of it. We've got a 20-point gap now. Greenbelt, go.
Small. Zuparade for 5.
Zuparade for 5 points. Teams, recently Starbucks named a Frappuccino after this fabled animal. Yeah. Sydney.
Unicorn.
A unicorn, yeah. The unicorn is thought to have come from, there's an African animal called the oryx. Well, an oryx with just one horn is what they think started this whole fable thing. All right, nice answer. Good. Green.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline Science for 5 points. Teams, he lost by 20 seconds when he swam against a simulated great white shark.
Michael Phelps.
Gwynn Park?
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps, absolutely right. Yeah, that was false advertising. He was not against a real shark. He was not going to get eaten. Go, Green.
Dateline Science 10.
Dateline Science for 10 points. Teams, 4 years early, these every 17-year period.
Cicadas?
Oh boy, you all jumped on that one. Yeah, the cicadas, they came out not in huge numbers last summer, but enough of them to remind us, yeah, they're pretty ugly looking, but they're innocuous. Go, Red.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, these botanical bullies push aside the cultivated plants. Greenbelt.
Weeds?
Weeds, yeah, botanical bullies. Yeah, they're just tough out there. They push the roses aside. Go, Red.
Let's get physical for 15.
For 15 points and let's get physical. Teams physicists use the formula F equals ma. Force equals mass times this.
Acceleration.
Greenbelt.
Acceleration.
Acceleration. I was going to give you the clue of this 12-letter word, but you did not need that. Go again.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, your body's 7 cervical vertebrae help keep this part of your spine. Good part. Which one to tell me? Let me repeat for Greenbelt. Your body's 7 cervical vertebrae help make this part of your spine strong.
Backbone?
Your neck. The 7 cervical vertebrae are the ones at the top here. Go again, Red. 175, 130. Still close. Where next? Where, Riley?
Dateline for 15.
Dateline Science for 15 points. Teams, this so-called father of astronomy discovered all the moons of Jupiter. Gwynn Park?
Galileo.
Yes, ma'am. With his own telescope. Good. Green, go.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, to get this equivalent temperature, double the Celsius temperature and add 30.
No, Celsius.
Greenbelt.
Celsius.
No, he's Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit it is, yes, indeed. Good. All right, Noah says, come on, do what I say. Green, go.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri, 10 points. Teams, very interesting. Ladybugs, we all know ladybugs. Their wings, they're kind of big. And to get them underneath that hard shell, they use what Japanese?
I'm sorry, my fault.
Sydney. Shania said, push that buzzer. Shania, you must have an idea.
Folding style.
What do you want to tell me?
Maybe it's a folding style.
A folding style?
A what?
A folding style?
Not a. Well, I need more information.
Ooh, origami.
Or what? Origami?
That's what I want. Yes, that Japanese was a clue there. Nice. You see, you pull. I knew it was in there somewhere. Go Green. Thank you, Tonovi.
Science potpourri for 5.
Science potpourri for 5 points. Teams, Alexa is the wake word for this smart.
My fault.
Sydney.
I always do that.
Amazon?
More information.
Voice?
No, Greenbelt. Alexa is the wake word for this smart speaker made by Amazon.
Echo?
Echo
Oh,
is what
God.
I want. That's what I want. Good. Red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, the ashes that are used in the Roman Catholic Church on Ash Wednesday are made by burning the leaves of this tropical tree that famously has no branches. Gwynn Park?
Palm?
Palm trees, absolutely right. Tonavi says yes, yes. Go Green. Go.
Super for 20.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, this is kind of disgusting, but storks and vultures pee on their own legs, not because they're unhygienic, Greenbelt.
To cool down.
To cool down, absolutely right, for the same reason that dogs pant. Red.
Green things for 10, 20.
Green things for 20 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, Mangrove trees and asparagus. Yes, Greenbelt.
Level of salt.
Judges? Yes, that's exactly right. They are halophytic, and it's not that they grow in soils that are very dry or very acidic, but very salty. You jumped way ahead. You knew exactly where I was headed. Go, Riley.
Dateline science for 20.
Dateline science for 20 points. Teams, before 1853, these islands were called Las Encantadas, the Enchanted Ones. Now, they are named for their trademark tortoises.
Yes. Galapagos.
The Galapagos, yes. They once were known as the Enchanted Ones. No more. Red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points. Teams, multiple choice question. There's a commercial on television that says, being human takes guts. It's a commercial for antibiotics, antiseptics, or probiotics.
Probiotics.
Probiotics, absolutely right. It's a commercial for yogurt. Yes, Sydney, go.
Let's get physical for
Are you sure? Okay. Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Teams, listen carefully to this. Yes, a substance like silicon that conducts electricity more effectively than an insulator, but less effectively than a metal, is known as one of these. Red.
Subconductor? Semiconductor.
Thank you, Kevin. Semiconductor is what I want to hear. Good. Red.
Green things, 25.
Green things, 25. Visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, and it is a multiple choice question. These Joshua trees that look like the Trifula trees that Dr. Seuss created are found in the southwest desert. They have in their seeds just one seed leaf, making them a monosaccharide, a monomer, or a monocot.
Monocot?
A monocot, yes, a monocotyledon, one seed leaf. Yes, 2 questions left. Greenbelt.
Dateline science, 25.
Dateline science for 25 points. Teams, you talk about courage. This immunologist injected himself and every member of his family with the polio vaccine to prove that it was effective. Who was he?
Salk.
Say it again.
Salk.
Salk, yes, Jonas Salk. Good. And last question of the game, science potpourri for 25 points. Your question is, there is only one endangered animal in the Washington, D.C. area. It is called the Hay Springs amphipod. It is a subterranean invertebrate. Tell me specifically what that means. What kind of animal is it if it is a subterranean invertebrate? Gwynn Park. Let's go out in style here.
They don't have a backbone.
And?
They live in different terrains.
Not quite, not quite. What is a subterranean invertebrate greenbelt?
It doesn't have a backbone and lives underground.
It lives underground, absolutely right. Our game is over. What a game it has been. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't you go away. Welcome back, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this game today as much as we did here in the studio. What 6 fine students we had here. We're proud of all of them. That final tally is Gwynn Park 190, Greenbelt 345. Congratulations, Kevin, Riley, Noah, and Michael. Their alternate waved everybody, Michael. And Miss Antoinette Glenn, congratulations to you. And let's see some smiles over there. I know you got them. Tonavi and Sydney and Shania, you played a wonderful game. And look at the Shadow Team +2 back there. We've got Emma, Emmanuel, Aneka, Naila, and Kennedy, and the one and only Miss Reddick over there, who is very proud of that team. And we hope you enjoyed being here, and we hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. Bye-bye now.